Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 of basic algebra. Today we will learn how to expand single brackets, but this time it will involve positive and negative numbers. So before we do any questions, we just need to learn a few basic rules that you need to know when you're multiplying positive and negative numbers. When you multiply a negative number times a negative number, it gives you a positive. And when you multiply a negative number and a positive, it gives you a negative. And then when you multiply a positive number times a positive number, it gives you a positive. So these rules right here are very important to remember, and you'll understand as we do a few practice questions. So we're going to do some practice questions. So the first one says expand 3 in brackets 4x plus 2. So notice they're all positive numbers. So for the first one, it's quite easy. It's similar to what we did in part 1. So the answer here will be 12x plus 6. And for the second question, quite similar again to part 1. We do 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 3 times 4x, which is 12x. Now notice number 3 is slightly different from what we did before. So it says expand 3 in brackets 2 minus 4x. So what we do here is we do 3 times 2, which is 6, and then we do 3 times minus 4x. So notice this is a negative number. So remember the rules. We said a positive number times a negative number will give us a negative number. So our answer here will be minus 12x. Similar to this one again. So it says expand 3 in brackets 4x minus 2. And so we do 3 times 4x, which is 12x. Then we do 3 times minus 2. So notice it's a positive times a negative number, which will give us a negative 6. Negative 3 times positive 4x, which will give us minus 12x. Then we do a negative 3 times a positive 2, which will give us minus 6. On question 6, it says expand minus 3 in brackets 4x minus 2. So what we do is minus 3 times 4x. So remember a negative number times a positive, which will give us a negative number. And that would be a negative 12x. And then here we do minus 3 times minus 2. And remember, a minus times a minus will give us a positive. So that's 6. Then on the last question, it says that would be minus 1. 1 times 4x, which will give us a minus 4x. And then a minus 1 times a minus 2, which will give us a positive 2.